Hello, YouTube. This is Ron Lever. Most of you, or some of you at least, may know me as Ron underscore LSTV from Leg Spike TV. And I am the community manager over there. And I'm also applying to Interact. If you don't know, well, most of you wouldn't know until now that I'm actually, sorry about this, I'm actually applying to a company called Interact. Now, what Interact does is provides ALTs to schools, high school, elementary, middle schools, uh, to help teach English. So, basically, my dream job was to go over to Japan and teach English, or my dream has been to always go to Japan, at least to visit or to stay in some capacity. Well, I have applied to JET, to Eon or Aeon or however you pronounce it, and now Interact. And so far, Interact has been the most promising. So, what many of you who's watching this video may be wondering what the process to apply for Interact or how can I go over to teach English in Japan? Well, it's simple. You have to do your research first of all. Um, you don't jump into something like this without doing your research. I mean, I've done years and years of research, and I just finally, after graduating, because I went back to school when I was 28 and I graduated when I was 32, I figured, hey, why I have my degree, I could follow my dream. Well, while I was in university and even before I was in university, I did a lot of research on how to get to Japan. And the number one way was being an English teacher. Now, am I going to stay an ALT or an English teacher forever over in Japan? Who knows? I don't. I may only last a year. I may last longer. I'm hoping longer. I want it to be longer, but we'll see. Anyways, now to the application process of Interact. Down there, oh, sorry, down there, I will, in the description, I will be having the link to Interact. And it's an interesting company. I like their background. They're similar to Jet. If any of you do not know what Jet is, they're basically one of the major providers for ALT in Japan, and it's a partnership between your home government and the Japanese government. For me, it would be the Canadian government and the Japanese government. So, Interact is similar, not the same, but similar to JET. Um, let's see, Interact is a fairly good application process. I know when I went onto the site, read about the company, after I decided to go with their company, I said, "Wow, yeah, I will apply for this." So basically, after I hit the apply button, you get your basic application form. Your reference, your job, your schooling, if you have a bachelor's degree, what the bachelor's degree about, your scholastic references, job references, um, where would you like to be placed, Um, are you willing to drive? Do you prefer rural or urban, if I remember right? So on and so forth. Now, once you do apply and you finish filling it out, at the end, at the very end, there is two, in my opinion, very important essays that you have to write. One, why do you want to go to Japan? Or basically the big question, why Japan? Two, let me center it, or here. Two, what do you expect is an ALT's job? Now, they aren't hard essays, but be honest. Um, don't, I'll be honest with you, don't go saying that it's because you've. I don't think it's too bad to mention that you like anime and that you like manga. I mentioned, because this is actually the truth for me, I've mentioned that uh, until I was about 18 or 20 years old, I didn't know what anime or manga was. I used to watch anime, but I didn't know what it was because I just thought it was regular cartoon. I grew up in a rural community, so I didn't know what anime was. Uh, I've also mentioned that I did my own research when I was younger. I looked up Japan in encyclopedias. I did all my research I could on Japan, even when I was young, and and through that, how my love of Japan and my passion for Japan has grown. And I mentioned how when I hit university, how that grew by taking Japanese culture, Japanese religion, Japanese film, and even, yes, Japanese language. I can speak a little Japanese, but yeah, it's not that good. But anyways, let's see what else. So if you are lucky enough to pass the application screening, you get what I'm going to call part A of the phone interview. Part A of the phone interview is just a call from one of the people, one of the reps there or recruiters there, just going quickly just generally over your resume and letting you know that um, you might need to drive. So, do you have a driver's license? Is it in good standings? Um, are you willing to drive? Are you willing to live in a rural area? And whatnot and so forth. And again, just sort of dive into a little bit of that why Japan again. Now, if they like you and you've impressed them and whatnot, you should get an email, or they will tell you they'd be sending you an email. They told me they send me an email, and they would contact me to get a hold of me for a Skype interview. But I digress. So part A of the phone interview came pretty much 2-3 hours after I applied. So I don't know how lenient they are on the application process through the application, but I mean, I got a call back in 3 hours. I don't know, some people may have been longer, some may be shorter, but anyways, that's every situation is different. ESID. That's going to be a favorite saying, probably of mine, ESID. Now, after part A or part one of the phone interview, there is part B. Now, they try to schedule it a couple days later. I know I was supposed to have my part B a couple days later, but I just happened to have stepped out to check on some laundry. Yeah, laundry. And I missed the call. I didn't have my cell phone with me, which was using as my main phone. So, what I did was I immediately called back and left a message and then emailed the recruiter guy who originally emailed me that saying that what time they could get a hold of me. And about midway the week after, they got back a hold of me, asking me questions about what teaching experience I had, why Japan again, how does this benefit my career, um, stuff like that, and why, basically why I took the courses I did, and why I, I mentioned the why Japan thing. But okay, so this goes on for about 20 minutes, and if if at the end of it they like or they can sense you have enough passion or they like what they hear, you will eventually get an email. Well, no, this might be different from my case because I'm in the middle of the country and in heart of Canada, basically, Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Here, um, basically, they sent me an email saying, "Yeah, congratulations. We're going to basically do the seminar over Skype with you." It's like, yay! I don't have to pay for a trip for Toronto, especially when I should be saving up for, pardon my reach, saving up for Japan. Huh, that's better. Now, now, I haven't been through my interview process, my Skype interview, or the Skype presentation for Interact yet. So that's later today at 4 p.m. for me because it's 12:38 a.m. Central. I'm going to be heading to bed soon after I'm done this. Um, so I'll let you all know how that went. So in preparation for this interview slash presentation, you are given an email with tasks you are supposed to do. You're supposed to have a photo on a plain light background. You're supposed to uh, do a candidate grammar exam, which is your basic grammar exam. All choose which part of the sentence is wrong for the first part. Choose which A, B, or C, which one would be better in the sentence. Spelling a spelling test, and then finally you have to rewrite a paragraph with all the correct with as much correct punctuation as you could put and capitalization as you could put. And after that is the personality test. It's your basic Kiersey personality test. You could do it online. They tell you how to tally everything up and find out your personality. I am an INFP, introverted, uh, something sensing. Yeah, I can't remember it, but that's not important. You basically find out your personality type. After you find out your personality type and do the grammar, then comes the dreaded demo video. Now, I bet you 90% of you who's watching this video have come from my demo video. Personally, I think it's terrible. Pardon me. I honestly think it's terrible, but that's not for me to decide. That's up to the interviewer. But anyways, there are four parts to the video, to the demo video that you have to do. First part, which during the video you see me say part one, is your introduction, or in Japanese, Jiko Shokai. Now, your Jiko Shokai, um, you could do your introduction, or you could do it all in Japanese, English, or just plain English. But I would suggest doing it in Japanese and English. It just sort of makes it look better. If you can't write it in Japanese, get a friend who does to write it in Romanji, memorize it or whatnot. It will go a long way. I know for me, because I studied a bit of Japanese, I basically just rattled it off. Or so so basically what I'm saying in my Jiko Shokai, or introduction, is hello, my name is Ron. Uh, my major is computer science. I like archery, blah blah blah, and pleased to meet you, or let's get along, or um, basically basically your simple stuff, and then I just repeat it in English. Um, that's part one. Part two is they get you to read off this little bit of a blurb off of a piece of paper to kind of get your projection of your voice and your enunciation. So so yes, it's a little blurb about the history of the company. And so part three. Part three, I think, was the silliest and most fun part of the demo that I did. Unfortunately, it looks like my video has been cut, but it was just accidentally paused while I was doing some stuff. Thank goodness, though, because I would have went over 6 minutes, and that's a big no-no. So, basically what I did for part three is you have to gear it towards third year elementary students, so grade threes, I assume. So what I did was the color song. Basically, it's the colors of the rainbow to London Bridge is falling down. See my video, you know what I mean. I make an ass of myself. That's the point. So so enough said. Part four. Part four is, I think, the little bit, well, is the most, obviously is the most difficult part, because you get to choose one of three ideas. First one is a shopping vocabulary. Second one is a map type vocabulary lesson, and I can't remember what the third one was, but yeah. I decided to opt for the map because it was easier. I did not want to do the easier one because it was easy. I just couldn't think of what to do for the other ones. So, yeah, anyways, what they are looking for in that fourth section is a one. Here we go. One. They want to see enthusiasm. Do you have a passion for this? Are you energetic? Will you be energetic? Um, I was. You could watch it. I'm moving my hands around. I'm looking at the class. I'm trying to make eye contact with the class, which is good. And I projected my voice well, even when I was looking at the chalkboard. Now, the second thing they're looking for is how you would correct a kid in the class. If you've seen my video, you saw how I did it. Uh, my student, Michiko, ended up going to the 7-Eleven, or directing me to the 7-Eleven instead of the hospital, like where she wanted to go. I just looked at her. It's like, oh, nice try, Michiko. You want to try again? Or so close. You want to be encouraging, yet you want to let them gently know that they did wrong, but they do have another try. So the second time, my student Michiko got it correct. Well, this leads to the third point of what they want to see. Point number three. They want to see. I'm assuming how you would encourage the child. So after she got it right, after Michiko, my student, got it right, uh, basically it's like, yeah, Michiko, way to go! Everybody give her a hand, sort of thing. And I hope that shows some of my energy as well. And honestly, it is nerve wracking to do this. And then number four, what they're looking for in the video. They're looking for an opening, which was my intro, and they're looking for the ending. Now, now my ending was saying the students will now play the game. You could do something else. You could do something similar, but that's where I ended off. And oh, I forgot something. Specifically during section 4 of this, they are looking for you not to teach the lesson, but to demonstrate it. So if you watched mine, I pretty much, I hope I did a good job of demonstrating. I didn't do too much teaching. I was interactive with the student. Um, yeah. Okay, so that's the end of the demo video. It can't go over 6 minutes. So I was lucky that my friend did accidentally pause it and unpaused it. It cut off like about at least a minute. Yeah, at least a minute. Um, you can't edit it. They don't want it cut. They don't want it edit. They want it in one long video, a 6 minute video. So that's just some of the guidelines. And if you get accepted to this point, there will be more. Obviously, they will send you the guidelines. I'm just trying to remember this off of the top of my head. I'm being half asleep right now, and my contacts drying out. Oh. Anyways, so yes, that's basically leading up to the point where I am now. So once I go through my seminar and my interview tomorrow, I'll contact you and let you know how it is. There is going to be another vlog here. This is just this is just one of many vlogs, and yeah. So as soon as I done the interview, I'll come back and put another video on. And afterwards, when I do find out, I'll come on and let them know the verdict. I'm hoping that um, it's a good one. But if it's not, if you made it this far, don't worry. Stupid contacts. Don't worry. I would. I don't know. I consider myself lucky that I made it this far. I'm within the top 25% that they want. So I'm kind of hoping they go a little bit. I get a little bit farther, get offered a job. But, I mean, if I don't, I don't. I mean, I tried my hardest. I just might. next year apply for Jet again or whatnot. So who knows? I'm hoping to get on with Interact. In fact, I want to get on with Interact, but we just have to see. So this has been about Interact vlog number 1 by me, Ron underscore LSTV. So just some shameless plugs. Again, like I said, I'm part of legspike.tv. So if you want to see what's going on there, go to www.lstv.ls.tv. And we are running a contest there right now. So if you would like a free t-shirt, sign up. The rules are visible once you do sign up. So unfortunately, I'm not eligible to win a t-shirt. So I might just have to. Nah, that won't continue that. But anyways, so I hope this has been somewhat informative. I will post links down there for Interact. Uh, if you have any advice for me, have been through the Interact process, and you have advice for me, just let me know and give me advice. I mean, or give me advice that I could give to other people. Give me a response video, give me whatnot. So I expect to hear from anyone who sees this. So leave a comment. If you have questions, leave a comment for the questions. Send me a private message or whatnot, and I'll try to answer you. I am busy with my real life work and my work at Leg Spike TV. So anyways, I am going to head to bed. So I'll talk to you all later and let you know what happened.